जिद की गर तलाश है सर को झुका नमाज में
Welcome my dear friends, this is Geetanjali Kaul and I present G tonight. I am in the city of the Nawabs called Lucknow and I have the pleasure of meeting Mehru Jaffer, who lived in Europe for 30 years, walked the ramp in her youth and did a lot of theatre and films. A versatile personality who is now the author of 3 books on mystical aspects of Islam, including a biography of Muhammad, founder and prophet of Islam. Hi Mehru.
Hi.
Welcome to G Caffe. How does it feel to come back to India after so many years?
Oh, wonderful. I never really lost touch with India. I was always coming and going, but now I'm here to stay.
That's good. Tell us a little about yourself, please.
You said it all in the introduction, didn't you?
I know. I would like to hear it from you, coming straight.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm going through a very interesting phase in my life. My boys are now 30 and 27 years old. Mm-hmm. My husband is retired, and I was feeling kind of useless to the family, so I decided that I should be doing something substantial for myself, and the question was what. Okay. And I decided that I needed to touch base with India once more because I'm a writer, and I just feel that, sitting in India, writing Indian stories makes much more sense than writing Indian
from abroad.
Yes. Yeah. So that's exactly what I did, and what is very nice is, it was my dream to come to Lucknow not only as a visitor, but to be living here. And so now I have my own flat, and I have a beautiful library and a writing table, and what more can I want?
Very nice, very nice. Yes. So why this topic about what you've written? Tell me the names of your books first.
The first, actually, I'm
journalism from Europe itself, or?
Yes, of course. I never let it go. I started journalism soon. It was my first job. After university, I did my master's in English literature from Lucknow University, and even before the results came out,
you started working.
I started working in the Pioneer, but not this Pioneer. Owned by whoever, but the Rudyard Kipling Pioneer that was, with Mr. S. N. Ghosh, the editor.
This is which year you're talking
about? This is 73.
Okay.
Yes, a long time ago, before you were born,
I know.
probably. So, there was a choice at that stage in my life either to take theatre acting as a profession or journalism.
So you chose journalism.
I chose journalism, but continued with acting on stage. So I was for a while doing both simultaneously, and then in 1982 I got married. And my husband was working for the United Nations in Vienna, so that's where I went. Had both the boys there.
And you continued writing from there?
And I continued writing. I continued writing, reporting live for Times Now, TV, on Indian affairs, and appearing in the European media talking about, what was happening in India for Europe. So all that happened, and then we were for 6 years in Indonesia, and in the Indian Express, there was a column called Faith Line, and I was talking in that column about the way Islam is practiced in Indonesia, which is a very, very unique.
Which year you're talking about?
From 96, between 96 to 203.
2003.
2003, yes, that's right. So that's where I was, and that column was probably being read by someone in Penguin, India. Then after 9/11 happened, I was asked to write the biography of Muhammad, because there was a lot of question marks if Islam means peace in Arabic, why is it associated with terrorism, and so on and so forth. So it was not because I was interested in religion, but today I have an academic interest in religion, because not because I'm a religious person, but what interests me is why are so many people in the world practicing religionists, be they Buddhists, Hindus, Christians, whatever. So So
That's how
basically,
it began.
yes, and basically I look upon myself as a student of the history of religion.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes.
Okay. And then you decided on to these other 3 books?
And no, this was
Later
in
on.
discussion with the editors. They said the world today discusses a lot of the theological and the jurisprudence in Islam.
Okay.
But they don't discuss at all the mystical and the poetical aspects of the Quran.
Okay.
So this is what Sufism is all about. So we decided to talk about Sufism in India.
Okay.
And the first book is about Muinuddin Chishti, who was not even born in India. At the age of 50, he came from the Persian lands and settled not on the border of the Indian subcontinent, but he came into the heartland and made a home in Ajmer. So this was very fascinating, how a foreigner at the age of, in his midlife could come and conquer the hearts of so many people and live and make a home amongst people who practiced a different culture, religion, spoke a different language.
True.
So the character of Muinuddin Chishti is immensely fascinating in our day and age, because I look upon him, of course, as a man of God, if indeed there is a God, but more as an economic migrant. You know, he came, the Persian lands were being destroyed by the Mongol invaders. So the populations were scattered here and there. So some went to the west and some came to the east. And Muinuddin Chishti came in search of a job, basically, to India.
Okay.
But he and while the Muslim warriors were conquering Indian land by force, here was a Muslim intellectual who conquered the hearts of the local people. And so it's a fascinating story.
What is your second book about?
So since Muinuddin Chishti is the founder of the Chishtiya silsila of Islamic mysticism in India, it was just natural to continue writing about the other Chishtis, saints. Saints is not an appropriate translation of a Sufi, but so the second book is about Nizamuddin Auliya, who also lived in very interesting times, and at a time when the Muslims were ruling Delhi, had made Delhi their capital, but there was a lot of tension also among the different populations of Delhi. And Nizamuddin played a very pivotal role in bringing different people living in Delhi together, instead of ghettoizing them and fighting with, encouraging war between different populations. He brought them together. So Nizamuddin, which is now a neighborhood, became, a refuge, for war victims, for people who were scared of, being persecuted by the state. He gave protection by this tradition of giving a free kitchen. So he became, like an umbrella for all the destitute and the needy people, people in need of love or food, in need of spiritual guidance. So he again is a mesmerizing character.
And now, and the third book is about?
The third book I'm writing now is part of this trilogy, is on Amir Khusro, who was, the closest companion to Nizamuddin Auliya. And his contribution also is, to have Indianized, the Persian language. So by doing that, he increased communication between the Muslims who were Persian speaking and the local people, by laying the foundation of this beautiful language which belongs to India, called Urdu. So it was kind of, it didn't exist in Amir Khusro's time as we know it today.
Yeah.
But the foundations, I feel, were laid
by him.
That long ago.
Very, very interesting aspects. Now tell me, can you give us some tips about writing? People who are still new to writing, who want to write, who are learning how to write. Can you just tell us how to enhance and how to go about it?
Well, first and foremost, you must want to write.
True.
So if you have that urge that you want to write, then the second thing is, today we got no training. We were trained on the job.
Yeah.
So, but today there are so many schools and so many courses, online, offline. So you can do all of that, but in the end, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want to say, and why you want to say it. And when you've answered all those questions to yourself, then you have to make sure that what you say and what you write is the truth. It should come from your heart.
Yeah,
that
is true.
The worst thing a writer can do is to imitate somebody else.
Yeah.
So
original,
if you have, and to be original, you have to be very truthful. You have to really go deep inside of yourself and
come out with the truth.
Come out with what is in your heart.
Yeah.
It may not be the truth, because I think there is no one aspect to truth. There are different.
Obviously.
But you have to be true to yourself. And if you're true to yourself, if it's a story that is genuine, and then it will be liked by your reader as well.
Okay. That was very, very nice. It was such a pleasure meeting you and speaking to you. Okay. And thank you very much, Mehru. Thank you for you to come to G Caffe. And I would like to come again and see once your third book is out. All the best for your third book.
Look forward to another chat.
All right, this is Geetanjali Kaul signing off from G Tonight. Thank you so much. This is G Caffe. Thanks for tuning in and take care.